At the start of the show, we meet Bo, a supernatural being known as the Succubus, who survives by feeding on the sexual energy of others. She works as a bartender and is dealing with a sleazy customer who spikes a drink for her. When she refuses it, the creep turns his attention to another woman, Kenzie, who's busy pickpocketing customers. She accepts the drink and leaves, unaware it's drugged. Bo notices this and grows suspicious. In the elevator, the drug kicks in, and the guy starts making his move on Kenzie. Bo joins them and pretends she's been playing hard to get and asks him for a kiss. As soon as he leans in, she drains his life energy and kills him instantly. Kenzie, though tipsy, manages to record the moment on her phone. Bo starts to leave but decides to help Kenzie instead. Soon, two detectives, Dyson and Hale, arrive to investigate the death. It quickly becomes clear they're not regular cops. They suspect supernatural involvement and talk about keeping the case hidden from humans. Back at her place, Bo packs up her belongings, including several fake IDs, and burns her clothes, clearly used to covering her tracks. When Kenzie wakes up, Bo tries to convince her that she imagined the whole thing, but Kenzie checks her phone, sees the video, and knows it really happened. She is clearly shaken by the incident but curious about Bo. She tries to talk to her like a normal person, but Bo reminds her she's anything but normal. At the station, Dyson and Hale review security footage from the parking garage. They see Bo leaving the elevator, then returning for Kenzie. Dyson guesses she was helping and likely stopped an assault. They then put a trace on her license plate. Meanwhile, Bo and Kenzie bond over milkshakes. Bo admits she's consumed by an irresistible hunger to drain life energy from her victims. She's tried to resist, but always ends up giving in and then disappearing to start over. She demonstrates her powers by making a waitress so infatuated that she lets them leave without paying, though the effect is more like a love spell than a simple charm. Elsewhere, Dyson and Hale are at a bar. Dyson tells Hale one of the waitresses is into him, but once Hale walks over, Dyson has a cryptic conversation with Trick, the owner. They both seem to have suspicions about Bo. It's clear Trick probably already knows a lot about her, while Dyson's knowledge is less certain. Trick says they'll just have to wait and see, adding that they can't fight fate. Out on the street, Bo explains her love potion ability to Kenzie, who immediately offers to be her manager. Just then, Dyson and Hale ambush them. Hale, who is a siren, uses his whistling power to knock Bo down, throw her into a van, and drive away. Meanwhile, Kenzie manages to record the license plate on her phone. In the next scene, Dyson and Hale bring Bo to their leader, the Ash, who questions her about her origins and allegiances. It quickly becomes clear Bo knows nothing about them and their world. They are actually Fae, supernatural beings who have lived secretly alongside unsuspecting humans for thousands of years. They closely resemble humans, but survive by feeding on them in different ways. Their meeting is interrupted by the Morrigan, leader of the Dark Fae. She nearly starts a fight, and Bo finally sees Dyson's true nature when he unleashes his fangs and comes close to attacking. A doctor named Lauren steps in to calm things down and insists she needs to examine Bo. Meanwhile, Kenzie is already working to track the van through her mob-connected cousin. In the next scene, Lauren examines Bo closely and explains to her that the Fae are divided into light and dark factions, and that Bo's ability to drain life marks her as a succubus. Lauren also suggests she might be able to help Bo manage her hunger so she can feed without killing. Meanwhile, the Ash and the Morrigan discuss Bo's fate, both leaning toward killing her. Lauren warns Bo that she will have to choose a side and undergo a test to prove herself. Elsewhere, Kenzie's cousin manages to trace the van to a glass factory, the same location where Bo's test will take place. At the factory, Dyson leads Bo into the fight and bluntly tells her she doesn't stand a chance. He then tells her to kiss him, which she takes as a bad pickup attempt. In reality, he's offering her some of his power. Since he's not human, she can feed from him without killing him. Bo accepts, and the energy drain is so intense that she compares it to fireworks going off in her mouth. When she enters the main arena, the catwalks above are filled with exciting Fae spectators. Her first opponent is a huge, troll-like fighter, and she swiftly manages to kill him. But her next opponent catches her off guard. It's a pain eater, a creature that takes its victims into a dreamlike state, offering peace and an escape from all troubles. Meanwhile, Kenzie sneaks into the factory. Trick, the owner of the bar, who happens to be an elder Fae, spots her but makes no move to stop her, even seeming pleased she's there. Whether he already knows who she is, or simply guesses she's there for Bo, his reaction is telling. Inside the fight, the Pain Eater whispers to Bo that she's an abomination and that no one needs her. Bo is tempted by its promise of eternal sleep until Kenzie is captured nearby and shouts for her to wake up. The sound cuts through the haze, snapping Bo back to reality. She kills the Pain Eater and saves Kenzie with a well-aimed knife throw at the bodyguard. When asked to choose a side, Bo refuses both light and dark, declaring she'll remain with the humans. The Ash and the Morrigan are ready to execute her on the spot, but Trick convinces them to wait. Later, Dyson releases Bo and Kenzie but lays down 3 rules: no leaving evidence of her kills, no getting involved in Fae business, and no leaving town. Bo agrees, though it's obvious she won't follow them for long. He tells her to call if she needs anything. Once he's gone, Bo tells Kenzie they're partners now and need to figure out their next move. The scene cuts to a forest where a man is searching for something or someone. Strange pillars of green flame appear at random, and he seems to be chasing them. Eventually, he stumbles upon a shack hidden deep in the woods and finds a box filled with jewels. Meanwhile, Bo and Kenzie are moving furniture into their clubhouse, an old building. The place looks abandoned, even more run down than Bo's last hideout, but larger, with 2 floors. Kenzie admits she acquired most of the furniture through less than honest means, which Bo disapproves of. Suddenly, the same green fire from the earlier scene appears inside the house, accompanied by a short, ragged man. He introduces himself as Will and claims to live in the forest. Will says he needs help finding a thief who stole his jewels, but Bo and Kenzie aren't interested at first. That changes when he offers to share information about Bo's past if she helps him, even pointing out a birthmark on her left foot to prove he's telling the truth. He gives them a backpack that the thief dropped, which contains a big handgun. At the police station, Hale is telling Dyson a funny story about a date with a woman. He tries to convince Dyson to join him on a double date, but Dyson's attention is drawn to Bo waiting at his desk. She asks him to track down the owner of the gun. Dyson scolds her for getting involved in Fae business again, but she pushes back, threatening to reveal the existence of the Fae to the human police. Reluctantly, Dyson assigns Hale to trace the gun and takes Bo to the Dal. The Dal, short for Dal Riata, is the bar owned by Trick. It's a neutral spot where both light and dark Fae can meet peacefully. Everyone there is curious about Bo, not because of her powers, but because she refuses to pick a side. Trick then questions her about her real parents. Bo admits she doesn't know anything about her background. Trick explains that both her parents must have been Fae, or else she wouldn't have powers. He also mentions that the light and dark Fae have been on the edge of war for 1,000 years. When Dyson gets the name of the gun's owner, Michael Connell, Bo heads out to find him. In the next scene, Bo and Kenzie arrive at a trailer park looking for Connell. Inside the trailer, Bo nearly triggers a trap gun and even wounds her hand while opening the door. Inside, they find a collection of books about the supernatural. Kenzie spots a Yellow Pages ad for a pawnbroker, which they figure is where Connell is trying to sell the stolen jewels. Their search is interrupted by a neighbor carrying a rifle. Bo tries to charm her using her powers, but nearly kills her instead. Kenzie steps in to stop Bo from hurting the neighbor any longer. Next, Bo sends Kenzie to keep an eye on Will, then heads to the pawnbroker. At first, she tries to get information by bluffing, but ends up threatening to break his arm. The pawnbroker tells her Connell is waiting at a motel with the jewels. Without wasting time, Bo calls Kenzie, and they head there. She makes Kenzie wait in the car while she disguises herself as a maid to get inside Connell's room. Much to her surprise, he quickly pulls a gun on her. He knows she's connected to Will and reveals that Will is actually his father. Connell then tells Bo his story. His mother was a researcher who followed the fairy lights in the woods, met Will, and got pregnant. It's a familiar tale, but Connell just wants to meet his father. He offers to return the stolen jewels if Bo brings him to a storage locker. Outside, Kenzie notices a strange-looking man approaching the motel room. Things get weirder when he pulls out a large knife and then beheads himself before bursting inside. Connell manages to run while Bo fights the headless attacker. Kenzie then throws Bo a mop, which she uses to impale the Dullahan, a headless mercenary from Celtic myth who terrifies enemies by removing its head. Next, they go to the Dal to find Dyson and show him the Dullahan's body. He explains who the Dullahan are and that they're usually unstoppable. Bo then asks Dyson to connect her with Lauren, who mentioned she might help Bo control her hunger. While they talk, Kenzie finds some jewels in the Dullahan's pockets. They figure Will must have hired the mercenary. Back at their place, Bo tells Will that Michael Connell is actually his son. Surprised, Will tries to remember Connell's mother and seems happy to learn he has a son. He says he wants to meet Connell. Next, Bo goes to the storage place and tells Connell that Will wants to meet him. She calls Kenzie, and Connell shows her the jewels inside a storage locker. But when Bo steps inside, Connell pulls a gun on her again, locks her in, and threatens to expose the Fae. Bo tries to connect by sharing her own uncertain past, knowing her parents were Fae, but not who they were. But Connell says at least she got powers, while he got nothing. Just then, Will and Kenzie arrive, but Connell holds them at gunpoint. Will apologizes to him and says he couldn't risk Connell's mom revealing the truth about the Fae, which is why he left her. Moments later, another Dullahan shows up. It turns out Will hired them to kill Connell before he knew he was his son. But once a Dullahan accepts a contract, it can't be cancelled. Kenzie frees Bo and saves the day by dropping the Dullahan's head into a flaming barrel. After everything is settled, Bo asks Will what he knows about her past. He tells her he once saw a Fey midwife carrying Bo as a baby through the woods, and the midwife was terrified. Although he only knows this much, he points out that Bo knows more about her past now than before, which is technically true. Will and Connell make amends and disappear with the treasure. Back at their place, Bo and Dyson hook up, and she starts healing after the fight with the Dullahan. Bo asks if he's afraid she might kill him, and he just shrugs it off, saying he'll take his chances. In the next scene, a young woman named Gina Ames is running through the woods, terrified of someone chasing her. She stumbles upon a huge hole in the ground and stops to catch her breath. Suddenly, she senses someone behind her, turns around, and screams in horror. Elsewhere, Bo wakes up relieved to find herself in bed next to Dyson, who's tired but alive. She jokes that he's the first person she's ever woken up next to who isn't dead. She's surprised at how fast she's healed and wonders if sex with any Fae would give her the same boost. Dyson chuckles, saying he likes to think he brings something special to the table. Later, Kenzie finds Dyson shirtless in the bathroom searching for toothpaste and teasingly calls him Footlocker. She then sees Bo making breakfast and gives her a knowing smile, teasing that Bo had an overnight guest. Bo insists Dyson was just there to help her heal. After Dyson leaves, Bo and Kenzie talk about opening their own detective agency. Bo is hesitant, but agrees to meet with one potential client. The client is a distressed mother whose daughter, Gina, a student at Locksley College, has gone missing. Bo and Kenzie decide to take the case. Bo asks Dyson for help, and he tells her that no missing person report has been filed with the college police. He also shows her his spooky files, which are secret records of suspected Fae-related crimes. Among them is an old case about a college student found murdered and mysteriously hollowed out, as if someone had sucked out her insides. Meanwhile, Kenzie discovers that Gina's phone and bank accounts haven't been used in the last 48 hours, which worries both her and Bo. They decide to go undercover. Bo joins the campus security, while Kenzie poses as a college student living in Gina's sorority house. Right underneath the college grounds, Gina wakes up trapped in a dark cave with a water well. Chains hang from the walls, and one chain is submerged in the water. Suddenly, a thin, slimy creature with a chain around its neck and its skull cut open to reveal its brain rises from the water. The creature tries to grab Gina, but the chain stops it from reaching her. On campus, Bo, now officially part of the campus police, talks to her supervisor, Wayne. He dismisses the students as spoiled brats, commies, and wise asses. He takes down a flyer with Gina's photo, explaining that Dean Peretti won't allow any public notice until an official police report is filed to avoid causing panic. Later, Bo visits Dean Peretti's office to introduce herself. The dean cares more about the school's reputation than student safety, and initially brushes Bo off. But when Bo uses her seductive powers, Peretti reveals that Gina was last seen running into the woods. In the meantime, Kenzie struggles to fit in with the overly cheerful, pink-filled world of her new sorority sisters, who seem unconcerned about Gina's disappearance. As she tours the house, Kenzie notices pictures of former sorority sisters on the walls. One of them is Dean Peretti. While searching the woods, Bo finds the hole Gina fell into and spots her necklace nearby. Suspecting Peretti might be involved, Bo decides to sneak into the dean's office that night. At the same time, Kenzie tries to investigate the sorority house basement, but is confronted by the other girls and warned that the basement is off limits. Next, Kenzie joins Bo to search the dean's office and mentions that Peretti used to be a sorority sister. Suddenly, Wayne shows up, so they quickly hide under the desk. They watch as Wayne smells Peretti's scarf before leaving. Bo then finds a list of college ID numbers taped under the desk. Back home, she digs into Locksley College's records and discovers there are caves, old tunnels, and an underground stream beneath the campus. One tunnel runs directly under the sorority house. Kenzie then bribes a clerk at the college registrar's office to match the ID numbers with names, and Bo asks Dyson to trace those names. They meet at the Dow, where Dyson tells Bo that all the names belong to missing college students, though none of the disappearances were officially linked to Locksley. Dyson also warns Bo that the dean has run a background check on her. Their conversation is interrupted by Kayla, a new waitress attracted to Dyson, who tries to get his attention. Dyson pulls Bo aside, kisses her, and lets her take some of his energy. Trick, watching this, later warns Dyson to keep his guard up with Bo, since they don't know if she can be trusted yet. He advises Dyson to avoid letting Bo get emotionally attached, and tells him to do whatever it takes to end it if needed. Dyson then stays behind in the bar, looking through Trick's books to learn what kind of Fae creature Bo might be facing at Locksley. Later, Bo walks through the woods to find more traces of the missing girl. Just then, Kenzie calls her to share the details of the sorority house, but their call is suddenly cut off when Wayne attacks Bo with a taser. Concerned, Kenzie calls Dyson, and they team up to search for Bo. When they reach the dean's office, they find Peretti dead at her desk. Meanwhile, Bo wakes up chained inside the cave, with Wayne standing over her. She can hear Gina crying nearby. Wayne explains that he's been capturing girls to feed the creature ever since he found it starving back in 1942. In exchange, he drinks magical water from the well that stops him from aging. He also admits he killed Dean Peretti to prevent her from sealing the caves. Then, Wayne loosens the creature's chain and announces that it is dinner time. At the same time, Dyson and Kenzie race through the woods looking for Bo. Dyson suddenly starts shedding his clothes and tells Kenzie how to fight the creature before transforming into a wolf and running deeper into the forest. Moments later, Dyson catches up with Wayne, who is on his way to dump Peretti's body, and kills him. Dyson and Kenzie then find the cave just in time to rescue Bo and Gina from the hideous creature. After the case is closed, Dyson explains that the police will charge Wayne, and they will use Fey voodoo to convince Gina that Wayne acted alone. That evening, Bo visits the Doll but sees Dyson making out with another woman and leaves. She feels down, and to cheer her up, Kenzie drags her to the Doll again. There, a tall, handsome Fey named Samir tells Bo that his wife, Olivia, finds her attractive and wants to have a threesome. Since Olivia is a fury who can manipulate others, she usually gets what she wants. Bo is hesitant at first, but when Dyson shows up at the bar, she changes her mind. Bo then takes Samir and Olivia back to her place, while Kenzie puts in earplugs downstairs. The next day, Olivia visits Bo again, not for romance, but revenge. She's angry because Samir has been cheating on her with a human named Jenny. Olivia has love letters from Jenny and offers to pay Bo to kill her. Bo refuses, since the Light Fae have strict rules against killing humans. With no other options, Olivia decides to do it herself. Bo and Kenzie rush to Jenny's house to stop her. When they arrive, Olivia already has Jenny trapped. Bo manages to knock Olivia away, but Olivia uses her fury power on Bo, burning her eyes red and filling her mind with rage and madness. Bo quickly grabs a kitchen item to reflect Olivia's power back at her, causing Olivia to go insane. Olivia then flees in a crazed state as Bo and Kenzie take Jenny back to their place for safety. Next, Bo goes to Samir's house to get the full story, but she's too late. Olivia stumbles out with bloody hands, and inside, Bo finds Samir decapitated. When she tells Jenny what happened, Jenny breaks down, and Bo uses her succubus touch to calm her. But this only makes Jenny develop a crush on her. Later, Dyson learns about the beheading, and Bo explains to him and the Ash that she only stopped Olivia from killing Jenny. Meanwhile, Olivia is taken to the Light Fae medical facility, restrained to her bed, while Lauren monitors her. Olivia insists that Jenny, not she, killed Samir. Overcome by madness, she loses control and sadly dies. In the next scene, Bo rushes home and finds a note saying that if she wants Kenzie back, she must go to a certain meeting place. Next to the note is Samir's severed head. At a building outside town, Bo finds Kenzie tied to a chair and Jenny holding a detonator for a bomb large enough to destroy the place. Turns out, Jenny is the villain all along. She was obsessed with Samir and spiked his drinks with tranquilizers before beheading him. Jenny isn't new to murder. Her shelves hold skulls of her past lovers. Bo tries to talk Jenny down, but just before she can reach her, Olivia's sisters, Giselle and Ada, who are also Furies, arrive seeking revenge. Bo fights them off, rescues Kenzie, and they escape just as Jenny triggers the bomb, killing herself and the sisters. Dyson arrives just in time to witness the explosion. Burned skulls scatter from the blast as Bo describes the horrific scene. Later at the Doll, Bo thanks Dyson for covering for her with the Ash, and Dyson thanks Bo for finally closing a long-standing serial killer case. Bo decides to move past their awkwardness and offers Dyson a friends with benefits relationship, which he gladly accepts. Subscribe now and leave 1,500 likes or 100 comments if you want the next part.